Okay, here we have a quadratic equation, and if we could solve this by factoring, that would by far be the easiest. But there's no way to do that with this problem because it's not factorable. I mean, if you think about it, there is, 1 can only be broke down into 1 and 1. 4 could only be 4 and 2, or, 4 and 1, or 2 and 2. And none of those combinations are going to give us an 8 in the middle. So we really don't have any choice but to do either completing the square or the quadratic formula. Now we could complete the square here, but we would have to get rid of the 4 first. But let's go ahead and practice on completing on the quadratic formula, since that's what this section is about. In order to start, we need to identify our A, our B, and our C first. So A is going to be 4, B is going to be -8, and C will be 1 from those positions in the quadratic equation. And now we start plugging in our numbers. X equals negative B, which is -8, plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. And then we simplify. So the opposite of -8 would be 8 plus or minus the square root of -8 squared would be 64 minus 4 times 4 times 1 would be minus 16 all over 2 times 4 would be 8. And we keep simplifying. So 8 plus or minus the square root of, 64 minus 16 would be 48 all over 8. And now keep simplifying. The square root of 48 can be broke down because 48 is 16 times 3. So this would simplify into 8 plus or minus. The square root of 16 would be 4, and then we would still have the square root of 3 left underneath the radical, all over 8. Now, at this point, we've done all the simplifying we can as far as the radical. But do you notice that this 8 and 8 and 4 and 8 will reduce down? We really want to do that at that stage, but we have to be very careful. You cannot just cancel those 8s. That is not allowed. So rather than do that, let's separate these so that you can see what to do. Instead of writing this as one statement, let's write it as 8 over 8 plus or minus 4 square roots of 3 over 8. We're just separating out those terms over the denominator. And now we can simplify. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. So this is really 1 plus or minus the square root of 3 over 2. Now we have to have that 1 there. We cannot get rid of it. So don't forget to write that. Now this is a compact way of writing two separate problems, or two separate answers, I should say. 1 plus radical 3 over 2 and 1 minus radical 3 over 2. This would be our solution set.